Today we will learn about the space lattice and unit cell. So this is an important topic of solid state. As we know that in any solid, constituent particles are regularly arranged, especially in crystalline solids. They are characterized by the regular repetition of some basic pattern. So this regular arrangement of constituent particle in crystalline solid is called space lattice. So if we see the space lattice in any solid, so it can be understood in two parts. One is two dimensional space lattice. It means how the constituent particles are arranged in two-dimensional space. As suppose if you take any two-dimensional space and try to arrange the constituent particle, it may be like this. So if you see this pattern, then since it is in 2D, so this is 2D lattice, and each point represent one constituent particle. This point constituent particle, it may be atom, molecule or ion. Now if you see this pattern of points in 2D, then you are able to select some group of points which is repeated over and again to generate this complete two-dimensional space lattice. For example, if you join the points, nearer points, then it will result in one particular two-dimensional shape like a square. So you can say that this is a square lattice because this whole lattice is generated by the repetition of this square shape. Similarly, you can have another two-dimensional lattice. Lattice simply means how the constituent particles, may be atoms or ions, are arranged. So in 2D, if you see here, and in this case, if you join the nearer points, the nearest point to each other, then you get another two-dimensional shape, that is rectangle. So in this way, if you repeat this rectangular pattern over and again, then this results in the formation of two-dimensional space lattices. Similarly, you can have rhombus, you can have rectangle with interior point likewise. Now we will focus ourselves mainly on three-dimensional space lattice. So what is three-dimensional space lattice? As the name indicates, in 3D, it means it shows how the constituent particles, that may be atom, molecule or ions, they are arranged in three-dimensional space. Let us see any particular example to understand how these three-dimensional lattices are generated. So suppose if we draw like this, and if you join these corners, then it results in three-dimensional shape. Okay, now if it is just joined in this way to generate one three-dimensional shape, so like this one, and again like this, like this, like this, and from here you can do like this. So in this way you will be able to create one space lattice. If you join all these points, similarly from here, from here, from here, from here, from here, and similarly here also you can do like this. So in this way you are able to generate this complete three-dimensional lattice. Okay, if you see this 3D lattice, then you are able to select the group of points like this, which when repeated over and again, so this results into complete 3D lattice. So it is a space lattice or crystal lattice. Crystal lattice, as the crystalline solids are characterized by some regular pattern which is repeated over and again to generate it. Now if you see it, then you will be able to select some group of points like this in 3D, and these group of points when repeated over and again. So suppose these are the group of points like this, and these, and when these group of points are repeated on repeating, we get complete space lattice form. So since this whole space lattice is formed by stacking regular repetition of this three-dimensional group of point, so it is called one unit cell. One unit cell. Just as you have seen earlier in 2D lattices that this is the unit cell which is rectangle, this is a square. Similarly in 3D lattices, each unit cell is, now it is cubic unit cell. So let us see how any lattice is characterized. So one thing you should keep in mind, that each point which is occupied by atom, molecule or ion, each point, all these points you are seeing, so each point represent one complete unit. One complete unit. One complete unit means this represent one complete atom or one complete molecule or ion. And each point is surrounded by some neighboring points that constitute the atmosphere of that points around it, like this one. Around any point you will have the group of points that constitutes the atmosphere around this. And now we will see how any unit cell can be characterized. So characterization of unit cell. Characterization of unit cell. So any unit cell can be characterized in two ways. First one is by its dimensions. Its dimensions. And second is by the arrangement of constituent. Constituent means that atom, molecule or ion. The arrangement of constituents at different lattice sites. So first we will see its dimensions. So now you see any unit cell is characterized by its dimensions. Dimensions means here, that is what is the length of unit cell, this one, suppose it is A, what is breadth and what is height. As any cubic unit cell is characterized by these points A, B, C. A may represent its length, B breadth, and C represents its height. And another thing is, what is actually these lines represent one complete face. As this represent one face, this represent another face, and this represent another face. So this shows how these faces are held at various angles. So this angle is called alpha. this angle is called beta and this angle is called gamma. So any unit cell is characterized by its dimensions. Dimensions involve the lengths like A, B, C, what are the lengths of these sides and the angle between the sides. Keep in mind that each side is the representation of one plane. Okay, now let you see how the whole unit cell can be generated if you are given these dimensions. So just simply you have to reproduce this. You can do like this, okay, and like this one, and if you join like this, then it results in the formation of complete one cubic unit cell. So keep in mind that these dimensions are very important. And another thing is the arrangement of constituent particles. So based on this, there will be two types of unit cells. One is simple cubic unit cell and another is centered cubic unit cell. Centered cubic unit cell. So in simple cubic unit cell, if you see, so you will have that the points are present only on the corner. So here the atoms or molecules are present only on the corners of the cubic unit cell. So if this type of unit cell is there, then it is called simple cubic unit cell. Simple, or it is also called as primitive type. Primitive cubic unit cell. Now if you come to the centered, so there are three types like this. First is FCC. FCC means face centered cubic, face centered cubic unit cell. Now BCC. BCC means body centered cubic unit cell. And then third is ECC, means end centered cubic unit cell. Now we will see the face centered cubic unit cell. So in this case you will find that in these unit cells you will have the points on the corner, like here, 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 here. As we know that there are 8 corners in cube, so all the 8 corners are occupied by the lattice points, and points are also present at the face center. This center, top, bottom, sidewise, front and back. So there are 6 faces, all are occupied. So this is FCC type. Similarly, body centered. Here you will notice that the points or atoms or molecules are present on the corner like this. That is 8 corners of cubic unit cell, as well as 1 point is in the body, and all are interconnected. So this is BCC type, body centered. In end centered, you will notice that points are present on the corner along with the points on only one set of opposite faces, like this, 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 and this, and this, and only one set of opposite faces, means top and bottom, or sidewise, or front and back. So this is called end centered cubic unit cell. Okay, so this is all about the today's topic, and in our next video you will learn how we can calculate the number of atoms per unit cell, and as well as the 7 crystal habits, as well as 14 Brebis lattices. Thank you for watching this video.